Ari's phone. Ladies and gentlemen, Ari Eisenberg is 15 years old and a ninth grader at the Galloway School. He's been performing magic since he was 6 years old and won the first place in the junior close-up magic competition at Tannen's Magic Camp in Philadelphia last summer. He is very excited to perform for all of you tonight. I will say that one of the proud moments I've had as an Atlanta magician is watching Ari perform at the Philadelphia Society of American Magicians National Conventions. We blew everybody away in the lobby there. That was a great moment. I was telling everyone, he's from Atlanta. He's from Atlanta. Ladies and gentlemen, Ari Eisenberg.
Hi everyone. So my name is Ari, as you guys heard Jim say. Today what I'm going to be doing for all of you is demonstrating something I actually can't do yet. I know that's a little weird. I'm going to be showing you guys some cheating gambling techniques. Now because I'm not 21, I can't actually use them. So that's the kind of point I was getting at there. I'll show you guys one of the first techniques with 4 kings. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great. So, this first technique, I'm not going to tell you guys what it is yet because I'm going to demonstrate it first, and then I'll tell you guys what it is and explain to you how it works. So, here's how the technique would start. If there happened to be, let's say, 1 king on top of the deck in a card game, that's a very good card, and if there were 5 hands in this card game, and I was the fifth person in the hand, and I was the dealer, I wouldn't get the king, right? Because if I dealt it down, this first person would get it here. So that's an issue because I want that king in the 5th position. So I know it sounds a little confusing at first, but as I said, I'm going to explain to you guys what it is in a second. So I'll just demonstrate it to you guys first. We've got 1 king, which would be on top. I want it in the 5th position. So here's what I do. Is I deal the cards out like this onto the table. The next card, the 5th card I deal to myself, is a king. Now some of you may not have understood that yet, so I'll explain to you what I'm doing. It's a gambling move and it's called a second deal. So what you're doing is you're keeping the king on top, but putting cards down on the table from the 2nd position. So here we go, 2nd king, it would be on top. So I'm pushing over like this and taking a card. Pushing over, taking a card, just like that, so that it leaves me with the king. So I'll show you guys. So gives me the king. I'll show you guys again, this time in full motion, but I'll show you guys the king on top each time. So it would look like that, and the king is on top. So I can deal the cards out like this, and the king is still on top, so that in the end, when I deal the card here, I just give the king to myself. So I'll show you guys one last time. This is the hardest way. You guys wouldn't actually see this in a card game because it would just be blatantly revealing the cheating technique that the dealer is using. But it looks a little bit like this. I'll leave the card face up, and you guys will see me do a second deal. Here we go. It's a little hard, as I said. Just like that. And that gives me all 4 kings. So that's the second deal. Now, the thing is, if somebody were to see me deal those 4 kings to myself, we would have an issue. Because in the Wild West, somebody would take out a gun and shoot me before I had the chance to even play those 4 kings. So here's what I do. Instead of playing those 4 kings to myself, I would actually kind of frame someone else and make it look like they had the 4 kings if somebody caught me. But now you guys are probably wondering, well, what cards do I have? That's the most important part about a gambling cheater or a card shark, is that they do something behind your back. They'll do 2 things behind your back at the same time. So I told you guys I was dealing the kings to myself, but instead I was actually giving myself the try a little something else. So as I said, I would be explaining a few gambling techniques to you guys. So here's another one which I've learned. And it gives me the ability in a card game to get any card that I want, no matter where it is. And so obviously four of the cards that you would want from the deck that are the most important are, you guys could guess. Yes, exactly, the aces. So using this technique that I've learned, you can actually cut just like that to the four aces and give them to you. Now, I'll show you guys this again, as I said, from somewhere in the deck. I'll let you guys see where in the deck that I'm putting the aces, just so that you guys know that I'm not cheating, even though I am. Weird pseudo card shark stuff. So, we'll take one of the aces like this, place it into the middle, take another ace, place it in the middle. I want to make this as fair as possible. Another ace in the middle, another ace in the middle, just like that. So now here's the thing. Even though that those aces have been lost in the deck, and anybody can shuffle them as much as they want, I'm able to actually just go like that and be able to cut to 1, 2, 3, 4 aces. So that's cutting to 4 aces, or being able to locate any card that you want. I'm going to show you guys another technique now. So, as I said, I won't explain to you what it is first. I'm just going to show you. So again, we'll just use the 4 aces again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this technique, I'll just tell you what it's called, because some people won't know it by name, so it'll still be a little bit of a surprise. But this technique is called mucking. So it looks a little bit like this. And you can see that leaves me with 1 ace here. You can see that none of the other aces are on top here. But this technique, mucking, is actually taking the aces and placing them where I want them. So the opposite of cutting to them. Now we do have one last little problem, and I'll show you guys what it is. If somebody, as I said before, were to see me do something like this in the Wild West, they take out a gun and shoot me. Now, we've gotten a little bit more technology these days, so one of those new pieces of technology is this, a laser pointer. So now, these days, somebody would take a laser pointer out, they go, shoo, shoo, shoo. You have been found, aces. And I'd be caught. But see, if a magician were to see me do this, they would just take their hand like this, actually just push on the ace like that. And you can see that I'm actually in a very difficult dilemma now, because you can see these 4 aces with all the cards have now turned into completely solid blocks of cards. My name is Ari. Thank you very much for